Every year, we see big-name stars leave their teams for greener pastures. Even NBA Finals MVPs aren't immune to this, as we just saw Kawhi Leonard jump ship from Toronto to sign in with the LA Clippers. The allure of teaming up with those superstars and competing for a ring in a new city is difficult to pass up. Look no further than championships run by the Golden State Warriors and Miami Heat in recent years. Yet despite these shifts in balance of power, a handful of players managed to remain loyal to their respective teams. In today's video, we take a look back at some of the all-time great players who were able to spend their entire careers with just a single NBA franchise. Here are the 10 NBA legends who played every game for the same team. Julius Erving, Philadelphia 76ers, 1976 to 1987. After making the move to the NBA following stints for the ABA's Virginia Squires and New York Nets in the early to mid-70s, Erving burst into the scene, going to become a force for the Philadelphia 76ers from 1976 to 1987. Erving never played for another NBA team, delivering the Sixers an NBA championship after the 1982 to 1983 season. Erving is best remembered as Dr. J, a freakish athlete who at times seemed to defy gravity itself on the hardwood. Erving was an 11-time All-Star and named MVP for the league in 1981. Magic Johnson, 1971 to 1991, 1996. To be in conversion as not only the greatest Laker of all time, but also the greatest point guard to ever lace them up is certainly no easy feat. But after going first overall in 1979 draft to Los Angeles, it didn't take Earvin Magic Johnson long time to begin making his case, leading LA to a championship victory over Philadelphia in his very first year. Magic would go on to capture 4 more titles, cementing his legacy in the pantheon of Lakers greats. Showtime was postponed when Johnson was diagnosed with HIV in 1991, but Magic returned briefly in 1996, playing in 32 more games for the Purple and Gold. Johnson continues to serve as LA's sports royalty. He's now part owner of MLB's Los Angeles Dodgers, as well as the WNBA's LA Sparks. Larry Bird, Boston Celtics, 1979 to 1992. Perhaps no athlete embodies the spirit of a franchise better than Larry Bird with the Boston Celtics. His legacy as one of the most iconic players to ever don the Celtics green is decorated with 3 straight MVP awards from 1984 to 1986, as well as 3 NBA titles in 81, 84, and 86. Bird is still the franchise record holder for points scored in a single game, with 60 in 1985 regular season tilt versus the Atlanta Hawks. When it becomes a loyalty to a franchise, Larry Legend is a tough to beat as he was on court, or in the NBA's three-point shootout, which he also won for 3 consecutive years, from 1986 to 1988. David Robinson, San Antonio Spurs, 1989 to 2003. In the late 1980s, San Antonio Spurs weren't the shrewd, efficient team that we think of today. But the arrival of David Robinson in 1989 changed all that. In what was then the NBA's greatest single-season turnaround, Robinson brought a winning culture to San Antonio in just his first year, increasing the Spurs' win over the total previous season by 35 games, together with second-year power forward Tim Duncan. Robinson and the Spurs won their first championship in franchise history following the 1998 to 1999 season. Upon winning another title and retiring after the 2003 season, the man known as the Admiral had 71-point game under his belt, as well as a title-clinching 17-rebound performance against New Jersey in Game 6 of the 2003 NBA Finals. Isaiah Thomas, Detroit Pistons, 1981 to 1994. Isaiah Thomas was a Piston for the entirety of his 13-year career, winning back-to-back titles after the 1989 to 1990 season. Thomas at times carried the team offensively despite his diminutive 6'1", 180-pound build. In Game 6 of 1988 NBA Finals, Isaiah gave Detroit his all when he scored 25 points in one quarter, an NBA Finals record, all on a badly injured ankle. Though the Pistons lost that game and would go on to cede the title to the Lakers that year, Thomas' performance left a lasting impression. He would return to the finals and emerge victorious each of the next two seasons. Jerry West, Los Angeles Lakers, 1960 to 1974. The man they call the Logo was known as a clutch performer as a member of the Lakers from 1960 to 74, making the NBA All-Star team for an astounding 14 consecutive seasons. West won one championship as a player in 1972, but somehow he proved even more adept as the team's general manager, guiding LA to 6 more titles in his time in the front office. West was the mastermind who orchestrated the 1980s Showtime dynasty that dominated an era of professional basketball. Bill Russell, Boston Celtics, 1956 to 1969. Originally made the second selection in the 1956 draft by the St. Louis Hawks, Bill Russell was traded on draft day to the Boston Celtics, where he would win 11 championships in his 13 seasons, including 8 straight from 1959 to 1966. The 6'9" Russell was a feared shot blocker and a powerhouse on the boards, routinely notching over 20 rebounds a game. The consummate Celtics, Russell even served as the team's head coach during his final seasons as a player from 1966 to 69. A consensus pick as a top 5 player of all time, no one bleeds green more than Bill Russell. Tim Duncan, San Antonio Spurs, 1997 to 2016. There are other names that come to mind, but the conversation of the Spurs dynasty begins and ends with Tim Duncan. The big fundamental served as the backbone of 5 NBA championship teams spanning from 3 different decades. He wasn't always the most flashy, but he was the most reliable, all the way up to his classy exit from the game in 2016. Capping off a career as greatest power forward to even suit up for San Antonio or any NBA team. John Stockton, Utah Jazz, 1984 to 2003. Together with Karl Malone, John Stockton perfected the pick and roll, setting NBA records in both steals and assists over an illustrious 19-year career with the Utah Jazz. Though he couldn't get by Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the NBA Finals, he led the Jazz to the playoffs every single season from 1984 to 2003. Utah retired his number in 2004, a tribute to not only an all-time Jazz great, but easily among the best point guards the game has ever seen. Kobe Bryant, Los Angeles Lakers, 1996 to 2016. An 18-year-old Kobe Bryant entered the NBA as a first-round selection of the Charlotte Hornets in 1996 as part of the deal that involved then Lakers center Vlade Divac being sent to Charlotte in exchange for the rights to Bryant. Kobe broke out in 1999, never looking back on his way to 5 rings and 18 All-Star selections in his 20 seasons. The Black Mamba served arguably his best performance outside an 81-point explosion against Toronto in 2006 for his last NBA game, 60 points and the game winner against Utah to close out 2016. We hope you enjoyed this list and like us, respect true loyalty when you see it. Be sure to smash the like button and let us know who we missed in the comments. Subscribe and tick the notification bell so you stay notified anytime we drop a new video.